What's good, you guys? We're back again with another video. I have a major problem with the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, that was a lie. It was more so just clickbait, and it works all the time. That's why my views have been going up lately. Make sure you like and subscribe. I don't have a major problem with the Memphis Grizzlies, but I do feel like I do have to talk about them because they're one of the hottest topics in the NBA. They just came off an 11-game win streak. Then right after that, you go on a 5-game losing streak. Around the time when Ja Morant says he's good in the West, I feel like I have to make a video about that, so that's what I'm doing.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Over 87% of you guys don't subscribe to me. Please subscribe, man. You see the goal we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach this by March 1st. You might be asking, what is March 1st? That is my birthday. Y'all birthday present to me would be giving me 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe. If you are subscribed, share with your friends. That will help out. Peace out.
So for the past year and a half, a team that not a lot of people, especially in the media, on Twitter, NBA Twitter, a team that not a lot of people like is the Suns. And I never understood it at all. They've been poverty since fucking Steve Nash left, since Goran Dragic left, which is also a weird name to say, but since he left, they've been poverty. And out of nowhere, you get a star in D-Book, and he's just been sitting on this sorry-ass team for 3 years. You try to build around him. You give him Dragan Bender, Marquise Chris, and they still suck. Then out of nowhere, like 2019, 2020, then you get Chris Paul. You go to the playoffs. Not only the playoffs, you go to the finals. Next year, you get 64 wins. And I don't know, maybe people just found them cocky, but I never really understood it. One thing that rubbed them the wrong way is just how D-Book was in the first round against the Mavericks, where he would get in like little altercations with Jalen Brunson and kind of like little boy him. But like, bro, that's basketball. Like, are people this soft nowadays where stuff like that rubs you the wrong way? I don't understand that, especially from a guy like D-Book, who has spent the first 5 years of his career losing. Probably hasn't touched over 25 wins in a season. To in the next 2 years, your life completely changed. You score the most points for a person that's in his first playoffs. You score the most points. You go to the finals. You drop 240 balls in the finals. You have an elite playoff run. Then the next year, you have a good playoff run. And just in one series against a dude, they're getting a little altercations, and that makes you mad. But that team was labeled the most cockiest and annoyingest team in the league, and everybody had this one thing that they kept saying: I can't wait for this team to get humbled. And then Luka came. But that's besides the point. For me, I never understood why that team got all the hate, but this Grizzlies team get all the love, because this Grizzlies team it's corny. It's corny. I don't hate the team. Let me just get this out the way, because it's a lot of Grizzlies fans that watch me. I do not hate y'all. Ja Morant, I don't hate him. I am a Ja Morant fan. I like watching Ja Morant. I do feel like y'all overrate him a lot, but I like Ja Morant, and we will talk about him later in the video. But this team is corny as a bitch, and he has a huge part in it. We can go from last year talking to niggas on Twitter talking about you can see how them hollows feel. Nigga, you were an NBA superstar. One, you're young as shit for that. Like, younger than me. You're young as shit. I'm not older than Ja, but like mentality wise, that's lame as fuck. The whole broke the crowd thing when Jordan Poole purposely hurt him in the playoffs, that was corny, and he knew it was corny. That's why he deleted it 30 seconds later. Just stuff like that. That's like real corny. But I'm not mad at y'all for any of that. I'm not really. I don't really care. I'm cool off that. More so what I'm saying is, Ja Morant is a staple in this league. Ja Morant is a superstar, and I don't have a problem with Ja Morant at all, because he did something for Memphis that not a lot of young guys can do. Change the culture of every nigga on the team and the whole organization. Not a lot of young guys can come into the league automatically and demand that. LaMelo, he came into the league, he kind of made them like win a little bit more, but you look at them now, they still suck. Zion, they won, but then when he was out, they make the playoffs. So we're looking at Ja. Since he's came into the league, first year playing, second year first round, third year second round, and then you just look at the players that he's impacted. I've been watching Dillon Brooks since Oregon. This nigga has never been a talkative guy. He was never a dirty nigga. No, that sounds kind of weird how that came out. He was never like a, a dirty defender or something like that. Like you see Dylan Brooks do a lot of dirty shit. He was never talkative, never super aggressive, never none of that. Ja Morant comes and this nigga just gets a whole new energy to him. And this is not bad. This is not bad. I'm just pointing out shit that Ja Morant has done for the team. Whether it's positive, if you think it's positive or not, I think it's pretty positive because it's working out. Jaren Jackson Jr., he was the defender he was before Ja came, but he just got he got a little edge to him now. Like he's bigger now. He's more dominant now. And Ja demands that. Desmond Bane, he kind of fit because he doesn't have the same mentality as Ja Morant, but he's a nigga that just got it from his own. The nigga has arms shorter than, I don't even know what they're shorter than. They're short as hell. So he had to earn his spot to get here. So I understand why he has that edge to him. You got Steven Adams, who he's just Steven Adams, but you can see Ja's impact throughout the whole team. So since Ja Morant has entered the league, this team has just took a whole nother direction in their rebuild. Like they have a whole new mentality, and that's something that not that he demands. I'm not going to say he demands because I don't know what he's saying about in the locker room, but you see him as a player. They just follow his lead, and that's why this team is so gritty. That's why they who they are. That's why some people do hate them, because a lot of people don't find Ja that attractive as a personality. No homo. As a personality, a lot of people don't find that attractive, and it carried on to the team. And that's sort of where, not my hate, but my disliking what this team comes from, because they're very cocky. Very cocky. Ja has some very cocky moments, like you scoring Saban lead and you say you can't guard me. Bitch, it's fucking Saban lead. He was in the G League the day before the game. Of course he can't guard you. Shit like that. It's just a little cocky. Telling Jonathan Kuminga you gotta earn his spot. I mean, he gotta earn his spot after he just locked you up in a play, and then he gonna post it and they win the game. He posted that, you tweeting over him, you gotta earn his spot. Shit like that is a little corny. But I like I said, I don't really have that big of a problem with it. I just think they gotta tone it down, because, and this is why I wanted to base the whole video off of, Ja Morant saying I'm good in the West, that got him a lot of hate, and I understood every amount of hate that it got from him, because it's just some shit you don't say. Y'all haven't done shit. I understand. You have, like I said, I just gave you your praise. You've done this shit every single year. Y'all went to the playoffs multiple times, but y'all really haven't done shit. You faced a good team in the Jazz. They beat you in 5. You faced the dumbest team we've ever seen of all time to make the playoffs in the Timberwolves that should have beat y'all in 5 games. You faced them, but no, they're so dumb that they let y'all come back in 3 of those games, and y'all won those games. I'll give you credit for that. But you also lost against the Warriors. So in your playoff career, you are 1-2. What do you mean you're good in the West? Especially in this West where everybody is like neck and neck. I can see everybody being everybody. So for him to say he's good in the West when he hasn't proven to do shit, that's why I understand why people call him cocky. Now, if Draymond said that, because he would be a person that would say that, or Clay, you understand that. You would understand that. Clay, 4 championships, multiple-time All-Star. Draymond, 4 championships, multiple-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA guy. You understand why guys say that. Anthony Davis or LeBron James, if they were to say that, you would understand. Jokic would never say that, but if Jokic was to say that, you would understand. But for these little niggas and Ja Morant to say that, it's cocky. It's cocky as hell. And it's like, it's not going to sway my opinion on the team at all, which we will talk about my opinion on the team. It's not going to sway my opinion. But I understand why people in the media don't like the team. Because that's just, it's real cocky. You haven't proven shit to say that. Even Draymond said it. You haven't proven shit to say that. They call that game between them two as a rivalry. Why? Every single time the Warriors win. A rivalry is when 2 niggas going back and forth. Golden State versus the Cavs is a rivalry. Warriors won first, Cavs won second, then KD just did what KD did. I don't know how y'all feel. I loved it because that was some of the best basketball I've ever seen in my life. But shit like that, it's corny. But my whole opinion on this team as a team, not their personality, none of that. Decent team, it's a good team. When it comes to the West, for him to say he's fine in the West, that's a bold statement, because I can name 5 teams I'm taking over them in a playoff series. Taking the Nuggets comfortably, Warriors comfortably, Pelicans pretty comfortably. Just hope they stay healthy, and you can't say, oh, they're injured. Desmond Bain has missed the whole month. The nigga Jaren Jackson came in and missed 2 months. John Morant, he always has this time around this time where he misses a whole month of basketball. So they are not the healthiest team too. Steven Adams just went out. So don't use that excuse with me. Now, for the Clippers, you can fucking around use that excuse. I would probably actually take the Grizzlies in that series. I don't trust the Clippers at all. But the Lakers, I think the Lakers can beat the Grizzlies. I also think the Mavs can beat the Grizzlies. I don't know, man. I don't know. This team is good, but I think they miss certain shit. They need a disciplined defender. Because we can say, okay, Jaren Jackson has been better and not fouling out of games. But him being Jaren Jackson and refs knowing his name is Jaren Jackson, he's going to foul out of games. We seen it the other day on TV against the Warriors. A lot of those fouls weren't fouls. Because he's Jaren Jackson, they're fouls. So they need a more disciplined defender. Dylan Brooks, we know, like, he's very overzealous, very aggressive as of now. And that hurts him a lot. That's why he fouls out a lot. So I think they need a more reliable defender that's still pretty good. But that's one thing they need. I keep seeing Grizzlies fans throwing out OG. I fucking pray that doesn't happen because that's so perfect. And I also think they need a real number two. I've been talking about this a lot on Twitter. I don't think they have a real number two option. We've seen steps in Desmond Bain's game as far as become more consistent. But he's not a real number two. He's not. And I brought this up the other day. I was like, it's kind of hard for a spot-up guy to be a real number two. And then somebody brought up Clay, and I was like, I understand that, but they only got one championship out of that. And that championship came when Kyrie and Kevin Love was out. But then the next year it happened, and they fucking blew them out the water. Even though it was a 3-1 comeback and all, Clay didn't play good at all that series. Then the series after that, who did they get? Kevin Durant. So now Clay's the third option. So Desmond Bain would be better as a third option to me than you can even think about last year. A lot of people brought up last year. Was Clay the second option last year? No. To me, that team didn't really have a real second option because they had the luxury of having 3 guys that are capable of being the second option in Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Jordan Poole. 3 guys that any night can give you buckets when Steph Curry is getting locked up. This team doesn't have that luxury. This team is so John Morant reliable. Like, I don't know if I said it right. They rely on him so much that it's going to hurt them. And that's just my opinion. We've seen it with Russell Westbrook in the 2017 Thunder. To me, that was a good team. But it was just so reliant on Russell Westbrook that if he's not doing good in the playoffs, they're getting beat pretty easily. And we've seen that last year. Even though John Morant got hurt. The Warriors in those first 3 games was pretty comfortable. To me, just John Morant had to take it to a whole nother level. What he's capable of doing, I will give him that. It's just, I think they need a real number two. Jaren Jackson is not taking the steps. To me, he hasn't taken the steps in his offensive game. Desmond Bain, like I said, I don't think they will ever come. I think he is a spot-up guy. He is a run around the screen type guy. He's a Clay guy. And a Clay guy can't be a number 2 to me. That's just my opinion. It can't. That's not how it's you're not going to win like that. I'm sorry. So, I think they need to go out there and find a guy. Get rid of Zaire. Try to get DeMar. See what the value is. They got picks. They got a lot of picks. Zaire, Roddy, Dylan. Just get DeMar. DeMar would fit so perfect. I wanted DeMar to sign there last year. DeMar would fit so perfect. So, just want to wrap the video up, man. It seemed a little cocky. I don't mind it. It don't really bother me that much. I'm just not as high on them as a lot of people. So, when I say that, they take it as hate. The same thing with John Morant. It's not hate. Just not high. I'm not high on them. But, good team. I wouldn't label them as a contender. And they got to chill out. They young as hell. This young and dumb. Young and dumb. We seen it in the playoffs last year. Young and fucking dumb. But other than that, man, that's it for this video. Peace out.